Hello, I'm Malim Cheche Rasta Senga. We had been looking on leadership. I'll do a certain revision on who is a leader and then we'll continue from there. So we saw that a leader is anyone whose ideas has to give direction to a group of people. He or she brings helps the group of the people. He makes them meet the goals and objective. His or her thoughts and actions should influence those of others who are his or her followers. And so that a leader helps meet goals and objectives and influences his followers. So number two, we saw that a leader is a change agent. This means he is a helper who tries to deviate and bring change to the norms of society and development. We have seen it brings change to the society. He is able to socialize with the people he is leading, and he sees that these people, they get developed by bringing development. Number two, we saw that a leader is a person who empowered to give direction, and his thoughts and ideas influence those of his followers. A leader is very understanding. A leader is a person full of wisdom. A leader is a person who thinks right. His thoughts are right. He thinks right. A leader is a person who is knowledgeable, innovative, and is action-oriented. Those are the things that a leader must have. And then when we talk about knowledge, where we are starting today, we are looking at a leader must have knowledge, as you have seen. What does it mean when you're talking about a leader must have knowledge? When you talk about knowledge, we are talking about must have knowledge about the community roles, the community serving. What are their roles? What are the beliefs and values of that community? What are the economic values of that community? What are the social and the environment values of that community? When a leader knows these things, he is able to know how he can influence these people by what they need to be done in that particular community. A leader must also be knowledgeable of the agencies. Who can he cooperate with, socialize with, or partner with in the needs of the community that has chosen that person or the community he has influenced. He must know how many institutions are in that community. That's a leader. How many groups, which are the groups of people, youth group, women group, the churches, all those one he must know, have knowledge of them in that community. And then he will see which skills are needed to meet the need that is felt in that community. That's a leader. Also, a leader must be knowledgeable of the interest of that community. Yeah, what does that people get interested in? It can be a community which is interested maybe in a certain form of religion. What are their beliefs? What are interested? Or it can be a community that is geared by traditional African traditional or whatever culture and traditional. He must have that knowledge. A leader must have the knowledge of the needs in that community. For example, if you are a national leader, you must be knowledgeable of the needs of the nation. If you are a constituent leader, you must be knowledgeable of the needs of constituent. If you are a religious leader, you must be knowledgeable of the needs of the church or the religion that you are leading. What are the needs of the people that you have influenced to follow you? So you must deal with those needs. It may be physical or spiritual needs. You have to deal with them. That's a good leader who has the knowledge of that. A leader must have knowledge of expectation of his followers. What are your followers or the people you are serving or the staff you are serving wherever you are working? What are their expectation of you to them? Or what do they need to be done to that community or society? You must have that knowledge. And then a leader must be aspiration of the community. Must be aspiration of the community where he's serving. So you must have knowledge of that. And then leaders are cultivated. How? Leaders are cultivated how? It is us, the followers, or the community cultivate leaders. In which way? Remember one thing, leaders are never born to be leaders. Nobody in the world was born to be a leader. Nobody. It all comes by cultivation. So nobody is born to be a leader, but leadership is cultivated. Yeah. It's cultivated by the things you are doing, by the role you are performing, where people put you because they have seen certain characters. So you get cultivated, you get growing in leadership. And leadership is made by people. Are the people who can make you to be leaders. Because when you are a leader, you have to lead people. So people are the one who makes you to be leaders. Also, a group of people can make you to be leaders. But there's some leaders who rise out of situation. There's a situation that happens and people appoint people to save them. You can see in the Bible when the disciples were distributing food, there was a situation that make for Paul and other people to choose leaders who can take care of distributing food because it was a situation. We can have like earthquakes. When you have earthquakes and you have a desperate situation, leaders come out. There's people who raise from that situation or a political situation. There's some leaders who raise and get that opportunity. So leaders also raise out of the problem. When you have certain problem in society, in a community, maybe in religious organization, in the government, then there's some leaders who come in. Also, there's leaders who raise to fill the gap. There's a gap that is seen that needs a leader. So some get opportunity in that way to fill the gaps. But remember that leadership is cultivated. All this system is a cultivation of leadership. Yeah. Made by people, made by a group of people, raised out of the situation, raised out of the problem, and raised out of the gap. All this, it is a cultivation of people, making somebody to become a leader of them. You must understand that. So, today we want to look at also introduction on leadership powers. Leadership powers, on understanding what is leadership. We have to look at leadership powers. So when you talk about powers, we have three powers of leadership. Number one, we have democratic power. Number two, we have autocratic power. Number three, we have social power. So when you talk about democratic power, this will mean that it is a rule of the people, for the people, by the people. Rule of the people, number one, is the rule by the people. And it is the rule for the people. Remember that those three things. And then we talk about, which means before we go to autocratic, this means that all decisions are made with followers or partners to consult on a matter. And then when we talk about autocratic powers, leaders dictate the followers. Followers have nothing to say. It's the leaders who dictate. This we see mostly in religion organization, whereby if it's a pastor or a minister in that organization, he dictates the followers. He tells them what to do, and they follow and do it. And some countries like that, they have kings or presidents who do like that. So that we call it autocratic powers. And then we have social powers, which is very quite to resistant. Social powers. People, they socialize together, they do things together. That's what we call social powers. So thank you so much for listening. We shall continue in the next slide. We shall look at the forms of power and authorities, and I know we shall learn more. Thank you so much for listening and taking your time to stay with me.